Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the April 18th Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a little time for myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I'll take a minute and look this over. The question is, what can I let go of today so I can enjoy the journey? I love this passage. It's about a person who took a wrong turn on their way to work, but instead of backtracking, they decided to trust their higher power and just follow the route that they were on. They ended up finding a much more beautiful route and ended up at their destination in half the time. It was a great lesson in letting go and letting God. Today's reminder: when we trust our higher power to guide us, it helps us to enjoy our journey a whole lot more. The quote is from Hope for Today. Let go and let God. It's a shortcut to go straight to our higher power. What can I let go of today so I can enjoy the journey? I can let go of fear and doubt. I had a wonderful acupuncture session this morning, and after my acupuncture session, I met with my sponsor, who I really only see it. We can communicate anytime on the phone, but I see her approximately 4 times a year since I moved, and today was one of those times, and it's always a wonderful experience to spend time together, and I'm always so grateful to have a person in my life who understands me and accepts me exactly as I am. And one of the things that I feel whenever I'm with her is that I don't need to fear anything. What can I let go of today so I can enjoy the journey? Fear and doubt. And a lot of that has to do with trust and love. And the same themes came up in acupuncture. I was telling my sponsor about my acupuncture session, and she said it doesn't sound like any kind of acupuncture session that she has ever been part of. And I said, yeah, my acupuncturist is will go as spiritual as I let her. So when she realized that I was on a spiritual journey, she met me where I am. So my acupuncturist is actually one of my spiritual teachers. So like whenever I go in to see her, she says, "What would you like to work on?" And I always say, "I don't know." Because a lot of people go to acupuncture because of a specific issue that's ongoing. But I just go for, like, as part of my uh, wellness. Like, it's just a wellness practice. And so, but what happens is that I end up talking with her for like the first 5 or 10 minutes just to let her know what's going on in my life. And today it was that my body is still recovering from the cold that I've had. And she said what I expected, which is that the I called it a head cold, but she said, no, it really is in my lungs, even though it's not affecting my breathing. And she said it's directly related to the grief that I'm feeling over the death of the person that I've been talking about for the last several days. And she said as soon as this is cleared, she said I'm going to feel much better. And I already feel much better. I thought that was really interesting, and it's just a reminder. Oh, the other thing she said was that the way this person died, which I haven't actually talked about yet, but I'm going to because it makes sense with what I'm talking about. But he killed himself in a hotel room. He was alone and he killed himself in a hotel room. And I thought that was very, very sad. But my acupuncturist said the other way to look at it is that he was completely in control of his destiny and he did exactly what he wanted to do in his own way, and now he is at peace. So there's always another way to look at it. And of course, I feel better when I look at it that way. So I'm going to try to let go of fear and doubt, and instead I'm going to go with trust and love. I'll take a minute and look this over. This is a beautiful passage about having our needs fulfilled and how we can bring we can bring to ourselves all the things we want. And when we give what we want to receive, that is helpful. If we want love, we need to, according to this, we need to treat people lovingly. We get back what we give. And when we give what we want to receive, we feel better about ourselves. When we focus on ourselves, things get better. Today's reminder, we need to take an active role in fulfilling our needs. We need to be someone we'd want to have in our lives, if that makes sense. The quote is from In All Our Affairs. When we practice treating others well, we become magnets for love and respect. That is so beautiful. I love that. I think that makes sense as kind of a rule of the universe. And I like to believe it because I feel like I'm more in control, because it makes me happy to think that as long as I treat people lovingly and with compassion, that the chances are much higher that I will be treated with love and compassion, because I feel like I'm pretty good at that. So, and I can always improve, but I feel like I've got a good base. So that makes me feel like if that's it, then I can handle that. That brings me a lot of hope, makes me feel optimistic, makes me feel really good. Oh, and the last thing is I read my sponsor the 6-page letter that I wrote to the person who passed away, and I, um, I'm just overall feeling much more at peace with the whole thing. And again, I want to thank you all so much for your support, and I'm really grateful. We'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.